taken over the gaff. My stream, it's my channel. That's what is going on. Welcome to the deadline show for game week 70. Now, you might notice there is somebody very important missing right now, and he will be here. But for now, I have taken over the operation. Any revenue that the stream makes in between now until Quinny comes on, it's all mine. And I'm just going to sail off into the sunset. I was thinking that my mic was off, but it's not. Now Quinny will be here in a bit. He's running a little bit late. So I'm going to take the stream to kick us off, and then hopefully he'll turn up, and we'll get back to the duo stuff. But appreciate everyone popping in. I can't actually put people on the screen, but Charlie can in the background if Charlie wants to put a few of the comments on the screen as far as hellos and Quinny's in the chat. I just saw. Go on, Quinny. Mikey Baston, what's happening, mate? I can see Contrabus in there. Early show revenue season. Let's go. Oh, sorry, Deke. I did catch your stream last night, mate. To be fair, I watched. Was it in bed? I can't remember if I watched it in bed or on the couch. But I remember I tuned in a little bit on YouTube. I didn't leave a comment because I literally was on there for like 10 minutes. I was like, I don't know. But nice to see you there, mate. Oh, a little Contrabus is said nice haircut. Thank you, Contrabus. I appreciate that, mate. When did I get my haircut? Yesterday or day before yesterday? Day before yesterday. Some late night entertainment for James. Late night right now. This is early morning for me anyway. So sorry if I sound groggy or anything because I basically just woke up. So contenders in the building. So I'm just catching up on the rest of the chat. So a Kiwi, Rye, what's happening, mate? Lads, I had a bit of midweek drama that literally just happened as we speak. Have a look. Oh, you won't be able to wait there. You will be able to see. I need to go to Sorare because I've been a rolling locks. I've been very busy with the rolling locks basically over the last few days. Have a look at this. I was on nearly 500 points up until a couple of minutes ago. Nozawa concedes in the 94th minute. I don't think I've managed to hit a clean sheet yet with him. Genuinely don't think I've had one clean sheet since getting him into the gallery. But with the rolling lock situation, I noticed Connor Barron wasn't starting yesterday for Rangers, so I bought a Yassine Adli. I traded him from Basel to fit him in because I saw he was starting. Didn't score very well. And then, this morning, Nozawa was on for a clean sheet, like I said, and literally conceded. I don't know whether we could see it. Will it say? I was just seeing if it would say the time of the goal, but I'm sure we'd have to do sorry data for that. But it does seem like we do. We still hold on for something, but I was fourth basically, but it is what it is. That's what midweeks do to you. So I'm the Nozawa. Apparently, Weezomon, genuinely, I don't think I've been involved in a cleanie yet. I know that's going to trigger you that I've said cleanie, but I did it on purpose. He can't keep a clean sheet for himself, let alone. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm worried. I really hope he doesn't lose his job. Not to say like he's had loads of error-led to goals or anything, but at the same time, like you just never know, do you? Because Tokyo are really struggling, aren't they? Like really struggling. 94th minute, absolutely horrible. But I can't do much about that now. All we can do is look forward to game week 70. So we'll do a little matchups tab preview, and then obviously we'll get into predictifiers as soon as possible. First time I've looked at this matchup tab, to be fair. So I'm not surprised the PSV's up there because they're playing Almere City, but I don't know. Tillman's back. There is something brewing a little bit with PSV right now. It's end of the season kind of, but at the same time, that is probably the matchup of the challenger region outside of maybe Benfica, which I really like as well. PSV stacks might be back on top, I think, this game week. Maybe not Joey Veerman. Joey Veerman's dust, but maybe a Boskagli's, and I think there's a goalkeeper jeopardy. Maybe I'm pretty sure Joel Drommel might be in, or there's something going on where the keeper isn't fully nailed. Atletico Madrid being that high, 83% win percentage. That's big for Atletico Madrid, no? I know they're playing Valladolid, bottom of the league, but could be time for maybe the Atletico Madrid stacks too. I mean, they popped off last week, in fairness, away to Sevilla. Barrios, Lorente, Alvarez, Gallagher all in the dark greens. I know Griezmann, the one you probably expect to, wasn't, but surely at home this week we'll get into obviously predictions and stuff. That looks like the sort of nuts La Liga champ matchup. Never mind, maybe even champ as well. We've mentioned Benfica. Eyüpspor, is that how you spell? I don't know how to spell that or even pronounce it in a Turkish accent, but yeah, they're 80% for some reason. I genuinely don't even know who plays from. Oh, Mama Thiam's team, yeah. Well, I don't think they've got many in-season cards. That probably doesn't matter too much. Obviously, Quinny's boys, Celtic. Yeah, couldn't get past St Johnstone, bottom of the league last week. So, home to Kilmarnock, not easy, but you'd like to think they bounce back with a victory there. Almira at home. Brighton's the best Prem matchup. Home to Leicester. I'm sure Brighton will find a way to F that up, by the way. I'm sure they will. Lorente getting good AA. Yeah, I saw that. And Conor Gallagher, you're right, Northern Sports Cards. I was looking at, I crafted a Barrios a few weeks ago and I've not used him yet. And I noticed he obviously smashed on the weekend. So, of course, I'm late to the party. I'm going to use him this weekend. But yeah, Conor Gallagher's run's really good, isn't it? He's on like 5-6, really nice green scores. Yeah, something's cooking over there at Atletico. Maybe the Simeone AA curse has lifted. But yeah, I'm sure Brighton will find a way to mess that Leicester matchup up as far as clean sheets go. Leeds at home to Preston. Chelsea, Ipswich, that's a big one. Obviously, they played midweek, didn't they, in the Conference League. But like Palmer came off at half-time. Reece James, 58th. Tosin, 45. I mean, Gusto come off 75th, whatever. Yeah, they no Enzo, no Caicedo, so the Chelsea team might be a little bit easier to predict this weekend. Dynamo's up there against Osijek. Liverpool, obviously Salah just signed his new deal, didn't he? I woke up to that this morning. Barca away to Leganes. I'm sure there'll be bits of rotation there. Inter, yeah, it's a heavy champ week, isn't it? 1, 2, like of this page, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of those teams are champ. Yeah. Well, I know you could play them in Prem / La Liga and maybe even Bundesliga if we're counting Leverkusen. But yeah, it's win percentages wise. There's lots of 70 pluses this week. So yeah, watch out for Barco and the Spartak Moscow boys at home as well. So that's probably 100. Prem scores going to be wild. Yeah, Prem scores could be insane, couldn't they? Chelsea, Brighton, Liver, and then you could even argue City. Not that City have been unbelievable, but like City at home to Palace, we haven't seen that come up yet, but that'll be pretty good. Bayern versus Dortmund. Dortmund just got smacked. Mind you, Bayern lost as well, didn't they? So both losing in the Champions League there. Hamburg in there at home to Braunschweiger. I don't know. I think if there's going to be an overall, like if we're talking the 3 regions, maybe plus the single comps, high scoring week, it could be this week because there's just some massive matchups. LA played midweek. I don't necessarily see that being like a smash fest against San Jose. San Jose are half decent. Man City and then Atlanta creep in there. Arsenal played Brentford as well. Yeah, Jesus. But yeah, again, there'll probably be bits of rotation on their core trial at home to Beershoo. Rivers at home. Madrid away. Yeah, it's gonna be rough. Genuinely, we're still only in the 58s, but I won't not waste any more time, but I will move over to Predictify. Obviously powers the show. And yeah, I might not spend as much time as you know what I'm like, lads. I've got no patience when it comes to these lineup builds. I won't be as quick as I normally do contender and challenger with champ. Obviously, I'll treat champ with a bit of respect. But yeah, I won't. Obviously, I've got no one to bounce off, so I'm not going to be speaking at length on each one. But yeah, we've got City versus Palace. Diaz in. It's just tough, isn't it, to gauge who plays in these sort of wide / midfield positions outside of because like Foden played the Manchester derby, didn't he? Sorry, I don't know how well he played. But yeah, Josko and Ruben seem pretty locked, as does Ederson, as does probably Marmoush, isn't he, with Haaland out. And against the Palace side, who got a decent attack, they've got pace, they've got power, they've got a bit of ability as well. Wharton and Daichi Kamada's come back into the side, looking pretty tasty, and then serious wing back. So it's not a gimme, is it, for Man City at all? Let's do Brighton first then, at home to Leicester. Diego Gomez might start, but again, it's just that jeopardy, isn't it, with Brighton? You just don't know who's going to play, ever, to be honest. Cashing comes in because I think Van Hecker got red carded, didn't he, last game? Dunks in. Welbeck looks on. Solly March is back, is he? I didn't realise that. Thank you. Yeah, Solly March is back. Dringa, Mitoma might not start. I feel that I don't know whether there's any jeopardy there. I've not really caught up with Brighton and Mitoma specifically, but surely Mitoma starts, isn't he? But yeah, there's definitely people gonna know a little bit more than me about that. Not much to say about Leicester, really, is there? If we're being honest. And we get to Forest Everton. Big Yatesy. Nico Williams has made 100 appearances now, I think, for Forest. He got his century shirt. And then, yeah, everything else kind of picks itself. There's no way Alanga doesn't play, does he? Surely Alanga plays. Ole ain't out for the season, someone's commented. Alex Moreno comes in at left back. Okay, so Nico moves to right back then, if that's the case. Because Nico's been playing, left back for Forest. That could be interesting. Hurl said Mitoma was a doubt. Fair enough, Kiwi. That makes sense. I was going to say, surely he'd be one of the first names on the team sheet. But yeah, it seems like a good matchup for Forest. But at the same time, Everton can keep it tight. Everton can frustrate you. And you just never know. You just never know what sort of Everton's going to turn up. Is it the one that just gets the 0-0 draw and Tarkovsky and Pickford score 80 plus? That could definitely happen. But I still think Forest probably have too much for them. Villa Southampton as well. But Southampton are at home. I saw who's their ex-manager now. He was on a podcast. I listened to a clip yesterday. I can't think of his name. Russell Martin, isn't it? Yeah, Russell Martin was on a podcast and he was saying he was just waxing lyrical about Jay Dibblin. He was just saying he's going to be the best English player ever. He was saying that he's just so good. It's ridiculous how good he is or how good he can be and stuff. So powerful, can play 8-10. He can take it on the half turn. Obviously, not many English players can kind of do that for whatever reason. Alanga came off injured. Fair enough. That makes sense, Lee. Appreciate that. Everton 3-0, big dunks. Ooh, it was a big shout. Big shout. But they play at home to the Villa, who just got beat against PSG in the Champions League. So you have to imagine a lot of rotation happens in here. Even Emi Martinez is at a 70. So I don't know whether that's a truth, if that is actually going to happen or not. Jackson should be getting game time for Chelsea, Kiwi says. Enzo Caicedo, Palmer all pretty safe. Cuckoo Reece James also should be in. Sanchez in goal if you want to stack. Well, won't be surprised if we concede, 100%. Ivan, what's happening, mate? I'm just having a look at the chat. Will Madueke start? Luke's asking. So yeah, good matchup for Villa. It's just obviously the rotation jeopardy there. And then Arsenal-Brentford again. Rotation comes in to Arsenal as well. Saka probably doesn't start, resting for the Champions League. Declan Rice and his free kicks maybe have a rest this weekend. Maybe he comes on for a bit. Who knows? Zinchenko maybe gets a start. Raheem does. Trossard the same. But mind you, Brentford aren't the team really that you want to be. Not that they can go for the league or anything at this point, Arsenal really, but Brentford are decent. It wouldn't surprise me if Brentford do a number on Arsenal here, on a rotated Arsenal. That is not disrespecting Arsenal. I'm just saying that that is a possibility for sure. With the strike force and presence Brentford have, it wouldn't surprise me, honestly. And then one of the better matchups this week, Chelsea Ipswich. We mentioned some of the midfielders got rotated out for the midweek, so a lot of certainty maybe throughout the spine of the team as far as midfielders go. Defense gets a bit dicey, and as does the wingers. So yeah, that could be. Yeah, I wouldn't be full stack. Well, maybe I would full stack Chelsea if I had Palmer forward, Caicedo, Enzo, someone like a Cucurella, Reece James, and then Sanchez would probably be my 5 there. Sorry, I didn't show Ipswich very long, did I? Sorry. Philigine's in and Ciso, Delap. They've got a decent team, but again, they could easily nick one. Liverpool, West Ham. Salah on at 90 because he's just on a new contract and he's going to play every minute ever. What do we reckon on Diaz, lads? Obviously, I've got a Diaz myself. Do we think Diaz starts? He's been scoring so well recently, even off the bench. I wonder if he gets the nod. Alisson might be back, it seems like. I say Lorenzo Cole going to crush this weekend, for sure could happen. For sure. I'm not doubting that at all. You never know with Arsenal. We beat Madrid 3-0. Brentford have been very poor. Yeah, fair enough. But although, if Arsenal are rotating, that does play into obviously Brentford's hands. How much, I don't know, but it just wouldn't surprise me, because their full focus is obviously Champions League right now. Yeah, what do you reckon on Diaz? Robertson on a 60-40. Bradley probably starts. And then the Hammers. James Ward-Prowse, Bowen, Kudus, Paqueta, all the boys in. And we've got Wolves Tottenham. Tottenham played yesterday. Big Ben Davis comes in, does he? Brennan's apparently on to play. Son Solanke, Madison got an assist, I think, yesterday. Bergval's in. Bentancur. Starting to look like more of the Tottenham side that, you'd hope they would have had early on in the season. But injuries definitely jeopardized that. And then Wolves. Cunha's on a 6. He's such a tough call on Cunha. Normally, I'd say he won't come straight back in. But for an easy life, Vito will probably start him. Otherwise, he'll kick off. As a Wolf fan, I hope he doesn't start. He doesn't deserve to. Nobody deserves to be dropped. Fair enough. Interesting, yeah. So risking Cunha might be, yeah, risky. Strand Larsen's been scoring a few goals, hasn't he? Andre and Gomez, the Brazilian engine room, and then the 5 at the back. Tough to call that one, honestly, because Tottenham played midweek. I know they might rotate here and there, but it's a tough game. It's not an easy game, is it, for this current Tottenham side? And then we've got Newcastle United. 5-0 Newcastle, I'm saying. Sorry if that triggered any United fans. Newcastle looks sharp right now. Trippier, Livramento, Shaw scoring from his own box, almost. Dan Burn. Just no Gordon, really, isn't it? That's probably the only one. But Barnes can do a job, as we know. Barnes is sharp. So Jacob Murphy's turning into fucking R9. Only 5. Okay, 6-0. 6-0. United played yesterday, so, again, rotations will come into it. But, who are you taking here realistically? You're probably only taking Bruno, hoping that they do get the all-around score. Gordon will be on the bench. Nice bit of intel. Thank you, Graham. Yeah, it's just tough to get. Even if, United were probably home, I still wouldn't really fancy it. As far as like SO5 goes, Bruno's just the obvious one, isn't he? And then, Bournemouth, Fulham to finish off. Ryan Sessegnon's worked his way back in. I managed to craft him randomly a few weeks ago, so he's in the gallery, getting DAs, but I'm not really benefiting from them because I don't really ever play him. Pretty standard Fulham side. Emile Smith-Rowe behind Pereira, sorry. Mooney's in front of him, and they've got a decent bit of depth, haven't they, to be fair? But look who he's come to steal my revenue. With a rev. What's going on, mate?
Say again, buddy?
I said at the start that for as long as you're not here, I'm the revenue of the stream.
Well, there's maybe a wee bit more than stream revenue on the cards this weekend, Harry boy, isn't there?
Oh yeah, you know what? I didn't mention it. I when I was on Forest, I was going to, but I thought I'll wait until you come back because it'll just be funnier. So I don't know whether you want to announce that now or not, but yeah.
So I was doing lineup building with the members last night, and Harry Trades as always in the chat, loving life, and we came into a wee bit of a heated either or discussion. We'll maybe throw it into the poll a little bit. Let's make. Oh no, I've got a poll already.
You've got to do a poll.
Yeah, we'll do a poll, right? We'll end the like. So guys, there's only 50 likes. Let's get up to 100. Let's do all that, and I'll make a new poll, right? So we were chatting about a defender for like Team 2 situation in Champ or under 23, I forget. Under 23 maybe.
I think it's under 23, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. And the either or was between one of my boys and one of Harry's boys, right? Who would you take? Okay. We've got Frimpong at home for Leverkusen to Union Berlin, and we have Nico with an E Williams at home, Forest versus Everton. You might imagine what corner Harry was in and what corner I was in. The poll is live, guys, so feel free to put a bet on this. But we had a nice wee bit of a back and forth, Harry, didn't we, through the chat? It was good fun. And
I enjoyed it.
The punchline comes to Harry Harry threw down the gauntlet. He's like, let's put some cash on this, Quinny boy. So we've got $100 on the line. Who's going to outscore who? Frimpong versus Nico. You can have your chance to have your say, guys, in the poll. Who are you taking? And love to see it. Now, just for reference, right? Well, we put it on screen quickly because I need to get up to speed anyway with the show.
Do whatever you want, yeah.
Yeah, just for reference, right? For any of you that missed it last night, if you're not a member or whatever. Hey, I need to share my screen, so I'll just do that now. I'm looking at both these guys at their peaks, right? Mainly because like that's the whole name of the game here. Is who's going to hit a big one? What we were looking at last night, it was a year, wasn't it? And I do concede, Frimmers can kill a team quite easily. Mm-hmm. He can definitely kill a team. But where we got to, feels like the magnification is all right.
Yeah, that's good.
Is we were chatting about 70 plus scores, wasn't it? 70 pluses, yeah, 70
75,
pluses. So
70 plus, yeah.
75, 70, whatever you want to go with. And Frimmers has got like half a dozen. And our boy Nico, or Harry's boy Nico, I should say, I beg your pardon, who is definitely less likely to kill a team. I think we can all agree, Nico, like if your team's kind of alive, maybe you can scrape into the back end of the cards or whatever, then Nico's a better play, certainly. But when we look at the actual peak scores, they're kind of around the same ratio. Nico's obviously got a 90 and a 100 in there. And yeah, I ultimately fell on the fence of the games where Nico's got his big AA is like games where he's under the cosh quite a bit. He's having to do a lot of work because he can do a lot of work. He's a great player, as we all know. And I do have a tendency to underestimate Nottingham Forest this year. So I do also flavour that into the equation here. But with Frimmers, his big scores, there is no real rhyme or reason to it. It could be a big game. It could be a wee game. He might score 8. He might score 7 to 8. But at home at Berlin, I just fancy him to be more capable of his peak than Nico is against Everton, essentially.
I get it. I definitely get it. I was going to say, that was it. When I was looking at the lineup builds then, the predictions, Nico's probably going to play right back this week, Quinny, for the first time in a long time because Ola Aina's out. So, so Moreno goes left back, it looks like, for Forest. And that would mean, Nico goes to his, like, Nico's playing out of position there and scoring those goals. Can I just add, and it might not even show up. Yeah, he's rarely played right back this season at all.
Yeah, very, very, very fair there, Graham. But there's a wee bit of AA to Frimmers once in a while, not very often. there's a wee 11. There's a wee 11. A wee 48. A wee 19.
That's what you
23.
need. You need that specific game against Mines to happen. Mines, didn't you? Like literally that. Right mid, 48 AA. Like that is Frimmers' best opportunity without a DA, obviously. Like it's anyone's opportunity, right? 48 AA is very high, but like I don't know. Mines are a good side, so he would have been pretty busy in that game.
Yeah, not too much. That's over a year. Can we do it all for Nico? Yeah, there's a lot of right mid stuff.
He used to play stuff. Yeah, last season and stuff, and even in the Championship a little bit for Fulham for a bit.
But yeah, he's I think the good scores are against good teams or teams that are making him work. Everton, I think, are just going to give Forest all the ball for the most part. So I just think
that's why it's dangerous as in like if I'm you, because he's on his right foot, he can he haven't got a left foot, like he isn't whipping balls in. So I'm just a bit like his actual DA upside for me increases if he's right back because he can obviously whip balls in. So that's where I'm a bit like maybe defensively he doesn't even get as many duels and stuff, but could that does the attacking output maybe outweigh that? He's playing against Everton. He hates Everton. He played for Liverpool since he was like 3. Absolutely despises them. And it's his 100th cap. I think it's meant for 100, to be honest, for Nico. Yeah. He just got his 100th cap.
Could be. It's on anyway. $100, 100 Trump tokens, as you called them, Harry.
Tokens. Yeah, you love that, didn't you? When you read it, you were crying. I was like, I got it.
Yeah. Coutinho, it was your build, wasn't it? So I'll put this on screen for the last segment of it, so you can see what I was toying with here. And then we'll just get back into. Did we finish the Premier League then, Harry? As I arrived,
yeah, you're right. Yeah, Bournemouth was the last team, which I didn't speak on, but I've obviously got it on screen or had it on the screen. So yeah, I think we're good for Prem.
So yeah, this was the kind of the lay of the land on this one. Guardiola's clearly team 1, but it's who's team 2? Frimmers or Nico's?
It was a fun discussion. I enjoyed it, to be fair.
Because it is like peak focus, isn't it? Rather, it's not. We're not trying to do
Yeah.
thresholds or anything, you know.
For sure, but like for me, it's just like yeah, I don't even think it comes down to does one outscore the other, but I don't even it might not even come down to a peak though, like it could come down to a 60-40. Like that's the thing where I'm a bit like Nico shouldn't let me down as much as a Frimmers would. So you're all in on him just smashing, where I'm like I just need Nico to play and not do anything stupid. He's a legend. He's
He
got
is indeed.
Ryanitis, hasn't he, or whatever? Ryanitis of the AA.
Yeah, for sure. I missed the game week tab as well because I was running around. Honestly, like, oh, let's see, for that I don't know how long, Harry boy, I've been saying I've not got enough hours in the day and not enough days in the week, but this week in particular, it's been extra hard hitting. I missed the game week tab at the beginning. I think we'll jump to Bundesliga next. But is there any key games that we kind of got on the matchups tab that are worth thinking about for this?
Not well, just obviously Bayern play Dortmund, obviously Leverkusen play Union Berlin. Yeah, Frankfurt played yesterday, Stuttgart at home to Werder Bremen. There's a couple in the Bundes. Prem was obviously Brighton, Chelsea, Liver, and then a bit of City. And then you've got, as far as champ goes, Atletico are flying high. Inter, Barca away, Napoli, Juve. Yeah, usual suspects, I guess. In there, but no, nothing too crazy, to be honest. There was a couple of 83s. It was obviously PSV, Atletico, and Benfica 81.
Punchy.
You guys are up there 78. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there was a lot of champ, like going from Leverkusen up. There was 9 champion teams in that top whatever that is there. So
wow. Okay.
yeah.
Well, the first game we've got in the Bundesliga here is Wolfsburg Leipzig, so just pop that on screen. Two teams that have got some fun players in it. I think some people have maybe tried to stack them a wee bit, but it's not really worked out. Leipzig have got a new manager in recent weeks, and it feels like they're maybe kind of getting their act together at the back end of the season. On that build, actually, was it Coutinho's? Yeah, it was. Xavi Simons, I put him in the top team. I think he could have a good game on this one. His AA is back. No two ways about that. It's just he's missing some decisives. So, yeah, there's Leipzig, and they take on Wolfsburg. And we've got the Frim team, the Frimmers, home to Union, looking good. And with their Klassiker on, Bayern versus Dortmund, like Leverkusen are kind of out the title race, but if Dortmund were to do them a favour, it could be back on again with Bayern still having Champions League football to wrestle with. Maybe for one more week. Let's see how that goes in the second leg. 2-1 down to Inter. But Leverkusen at home, surely smash is kind of what I'm thinking as well.
I think so, wouldn't you? Well, is that Vert back? 30%?
No, wow.
Is that right?
Yeah. Jeez, yeah.
Huh.
Off the bench.
I mean, you wouldn't if he comes off the bench. He's still decisive capable, isn't he? Really, like.
Yeah.
You see.
Maybe worth throwing him into a wee last man team. We've got Bochum Augsburg on screen here for anyone that's after it.
It says Vert is back in training, but he is not doing any exercises with body contact yet. The plan is for him to be in the squad if no complications would arise in the next few days.
Interesting. So yeah, maybe next week then.
Yeah, next week seems pretty on the card.
Harry, get that works out, dust it off, get the XP on it.
I know. Get him out of the dead. He's fucking been hibernating.
Gladbach versus Freiburg is on screen here. We know Gladbach are home birds. They love playing at home. They love scoring goals at homes, and they're full strength here, it looks like. So if you do have any bits and bobs for Gladbach, Freiburg are not pushovers, but could be a good game to have some of those smash players come alive.
Yeah, I like that one. I was looking at that last night because I've got 3 Champ D1s like in season, and I can't make. Yeah, I got 2 promoted from the weekend. I didn't win anything.
3?
I just got. Yeah, I had 1, and then 2 got promoted. Yeah, I got 3. But like,
GGs.
I don't have the matchups at all this game week to make use of it. Like I bought a card or 2 last night because I'm just not confident in any of my 15. Like genuinely, all my goalies are like away, and there's going to be some high scores in the goalies. I've got 6 in season, but like I guarantee you, I'll get the 3. I'm obviously going to pick the wrong 3, right? So, yeah, that'll be quite fun later. We can look into that maybe.
Of course. Hoffenheim Mainz is on screen. Mainz still pushing for Champions League football. Hoffenheim still trying to get out the gutter. Noah Mire, I think he's suspended for this one. But yeah, uphill battle for them. Hosting Kiel St. Pauli on screen here. Good game for St. Pauli, the banana skin team of the division this year, and playing a team that shouldn't be beating them. Maybe they get a wee win this weekend away from home.
That's the thing. I've put Vasilja in my best team. Like even though
That's a
he's
good one.
away, and it seems like the play. But again, Hostin Kiel just seem to score goals. Like they do just score against some of the big teams, and not that St. Pauli are a big team, but it wouldn't surprise me if they score a couple, and that's just going to kill me. So
Vasilj, but he loves a bit of AA. He loves a decisive, no matter where it comes from. So
he does. To be
yeah,
fair.
he's got a good puncher's chance. We then have their Klassiker on screen. Bayern Munich against Borussia Dortmund. It is at the Allianz Arena. Tommy Muller in over Guerrero probably for this one. Paulinho in for Goretzka. I'm not too sure what other rotations they can do outside of Gnabry for Sané to try and keep them fresh ahead of the second leg of Inter, but it's pretty much as strong as they go. And this is a bit of a 6-pointer. Borussia Dortmund not really breathing down their neck, but they won't be showing up to get stuffed after Barca just stuffed them midweek. So they'll be after a wee bit of reprieve here. But Schlotterbeck getting injured in the last week, like any hope I ever have for Dortmund, it just kind of goes out the window now because defending is a nightmare at the best of times, never mind when Schlotto's not in town.
Yeah, you've got a left back, a centre half, and a centre. Oh no, left back, a centre mid, and a centre half in Anton there. In the back three. So it's not a proper fully fledged back three. That I know Emery can play there, or Chan, sorry, but it's not. It's not Schlotterbeck.
Far from it. So yeah, could be a good one for the Munich players. And with the Bundesliga collector special on limited, the field will be thinned. So could be some opportunities there.
I didn't realize it's just in limited. Is it the Bundes thing?
Yeah.
Is it? Oh.
You can still play rares in it, obviously, if that's what you've got, but it's it's like a limited competition. You can't change the scarcity to rare, super rare, or whatever.
Yeah.
This is Stuttgart. They're at home to Bremen. Should be a good one for Stuttgart. They've had a good kind of time of it recently, but I think the fixture pile up this year, Champions League football and everything, injuries here and there, it's kind of derailed them a little bit. Home to Bremen, no midweek football. It could be a decent one for them. Ollie Burke scored last week, so
Ollie Burke, he's had a mad career, hasn't he?
Hell has frozen over officially. He's Ollie Burke is the most expensive Scottish player ever in terms of cumulative transfer fees.
He's like the Craig Bellamy of Scotland, basically.
Yeah,
like in the nicest way possible.
Because Leipzig bought him from West Brom for like 20 million quid when he was like 17. Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then since then he's had a few 5 millions and stuff like that. So his cumulative transfer value is like 50 million euros or something mental.
He went to West Brom, I remember him at, wasn't he? He was at West Brom. I don't remember many other ones, but I know he's been Portugal, hasn't he? Or have I just imagined that? Or was that gold? I thought he played for I don't want to say Boa Vista, but this could be quite interesting. His
tail of the tape.
His journey, yeah. What are we looking at here? It might not.
Birmingham, Millwall, Luton, Sheffield, Scotland, Werder Bremen is on this. And I know he played for Celtic for 6 months. He played for West Brom. He played for Leipzig.
That's insane. Yeah. I didn't realise there were that many EFL clubs. That's mad.
Likewise. I think he's been on loan a ton. I think Leipzig probably gave him like a 6-year contract or something.
Yeah. Of course they did.
Yeah, something like that. But anyway, he's back and firing up front with Dutch. So watch out, Nubel. Frankfurt at home to Heidenheim. Did you see Ekitike's goal midweek?
I didn't know, but I know he's on fire right now, isn't he? Fair play to him. Like he's doing real well.
It was a nice run from the left, as if he was like left forward, and then it was like a good long range shot, but it was like a real big placement bottom corner shot. It wasn't like
he has that in his locker. He's like the B-Tech Isak for me. Yeah. Like he's a very similar build, very like slender manny build, but just rapid, quick.
And as a forward, he's not a winger.
No, not a winger. He's too big and lanky to be a forward, I would say. Even though Barcola's a similar build, but Barcola's running style is just a little bit more wingery.
We need to go onto Ollie Burke's transfer marked page to get the full chronicles here.
Yeah, that could be really interesting to end the show.
Burkhart questionable as well, so watch out for that one. And they're taking on Heidenheim, who have got some of the guys we like playing. Let's see how that shakes out for them. And that's Germania. We did Spain, we'll do Spain. Tonight, Friday night football for me, Harry, I don't know how to feel about this. Valencia are on an up but they're playing Friday night, and they're playing Sevilla, who aren't exactly pushovers. So I've got a few of my guys out in my best team, but I'm a wee bit nervous about it. This is how Valencia look to line up. Your boy Andre Almeida, I was actually really close to getting his rare. His rare's mad cheap though now. You got
I
his super
bought one
rare
last
for?
night.
Did you?
Yeah.
I might even just
Mate,
do
I'm
it
such
now.
an idiot. You know when I showed you him, right? I don't know how I've managed to do this, but I was obviously on the pick scores and I saw him and I must have thought I was on under 23. So I thought, okay, I'm going to buy a super rare because I need a midfielder for under 23 super this weekend. Turns out he's not under 23 anymore. He's 24, but he's like just aged out, obviously. So I was a bit like, I've messed this up here. Like I can't really play him anywhere. I don't play champ super rare, so I've played him in ultra attacking. But anyway, that's when I bought the rare in for champ T1. But yeah, I just messed up, mate. I messed up.
You need a Baron share. That's what you need. Probably
He's
cheaper as well.
though. No,
Oh, is
he's
he?
not. He's like 30 quid.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I only paid 5 quid for Almeida's rare. Diogo Lopez is not as expensive, but he doesn't really peak.
No, but he's like a solid 70. I think.
Yeah, he just gets goals. He just scores. And that's what I'm literally like. My gallery's missing that this game week. Like in champ, I couldn't tell you which one of my forwards is actually going to score a goal or assist, of course.
2 seconds. I'm maybe going to get a wee Almeida. Just moving some pennies.
Yeah, have a look. I don't know what he's up for now, but I can't imagine he's much more expensive.
I'm getting it in season at 7.
Would you play Pablo Barrios or Almeida in your best team?
Pablo Barrios or Almeida all day. Now, I was saying to you when you bought the super rare. Yeah, I was saying to you when you bought the super rare, I've not been totally convinced on him, having watched him. But this new manager's got a new kind of vibe out of Valencia, and his scores are quite undeniable. He does take all the sets, there's no getting away from that.
Yeah, but it's Friday, mate. Like it's Friday, and you know what I'm like. My relationship with Fridays are just, I just can't get on with them. I always get Fs. Like there's just no way around it for me.
Yeah,
if
I feel
he's in
that.
my best team, I know I've got 3D1, so like I can still look forward to the other two, let's say, but like I've got him in with Kimmich right now, so it's just a bit like if he Fs me on the Friday, my excitement for my best team on paper could be diminished quite quickly.
I think the set piece thing really helps him, but as well, and like this system, like if the Corberan is staying with this, like he does get a lot of freedom, to just roam around the pitch and stuff like that. So.
Yeah,
the Friday night element is what to watch out for, obviously. In Sevilla, like if they line up with this midfield, like I know from just watching a lot of Spanish football, like if they're not playing Sol and they're not playing Wanaloo, all these guys are on to tackle. They're not playing any
tackle, basically.
Run, tackle, and hit. So free kicks aplenty, maybe.
Potentially, yeah. Free kicks, corners. You just got to hope one of those goes in, basically, as far as his set pieces go, isn't it? Like. That's where he's probably going to get his DA from, if he's going to get one.
I'll give you one for this weekend as well, Harry boy. Sociedad are at home to Mallorca, and you'll see the centre-back there, John Martin. It was one of the first in-season cards I bought this year for like £2 because he never got a card last year. Yeah, he's on to play. He's just a big centre-back. He's not going to do too much. Could bring in like a 28A or something.
Yeah.
But he's on to play. He's cheap as chips as well, and he has like a centre back, so he'll be doing all the clearances and aerial stuff and whatever. Whereas Aritz Elistuondo is normally a fullback but can play centre back. So big John Martin. If you're after like that kind of cheap under 23 Starfelt vibe,
that'll be him.
Yeah. Okay. Strong looking team. It looks like Baron Ashea may be favoured over Sergio Gomez. I might need to make an alteration to my team there if that's the way it is looking now. But they're at home to Mallorca. Mallorca have a few injury problems themselves. No Murique, and somebody else is missing. I think it's a defender. So they're a wee bit on the ropes coming into this one. And poor form as well. So Samu Costa, Dardar, so a lot of these guys. Oh no, Dardar's back. Oh no, are they just back, those guys? Yeah, but there's a bunch of them missing anyway. So Mallorca, you want them away, and that's where they are. Getafe are at home to Las Palmas. This is the Getafe team with all their defenders and defensive midfielders everywhere and everything. They're at home to Las Palmas, who don't look that bad, but no Killison. And I think that's probably it. Who's missing? Yeah, Moliero's there. So that could be all right. Celta Vigo, somebody said in the chat, Celta have got a good game. I would maybe go along with that. Celta are like just behind the European spots in La Liga, by the way. La Liga's so tight you wouldn't have known it, but they're not really able to bridge that gap points-wise between now and the end of the season.
Yeah.
But they're at home, they're feeling good, and if Aspas plays and Mingueza, Marcus Alonso, they've got a great back five, SO5-wise. If they all play, you fancy them to do something. Espanyol don't score lots of goals, so it's a weird one to gauge here, depending on how the game's going to pan out. Lots of good defensive players for AA, El Hilali, Urco, Kambula, Cabrera. So yeah, maybe a lot of AA, maybe not too many decisives.
Yeah.
Leganés taking on Barca. This is the Leganés team. And Barca, Harry boy, how much rotation do we think there's going to be? Doesn't look like too much.
Yeah, I don't think there will be an absolute ton. I'm sure there'll be one that, because it was like Rafinha last weekend, wasn't it? Maybe that he was the one that missed out. He's been playing a lot of football, domestically and internationally. Farron is the obvious one, I'd argue, yeah, with Lewandowski. And then, yeah, but I think, did Gavi play the midweek, like the Champions League?
Come off the bench.
He did, yeah, because Firmin got an assist, didn't he? So yeah, he started the game. Okay, so there's a bit, but they don't seem to like to rotate Pedri. Like Pedri seems to want to play all the time. It seems like, which, mate, his scores this season, on a little side note, like I've been in Camp Pedri. The amount of times I've had to wrestle with PSU fans too about how good Pedri is, and I know like back then maybe it didn't show, but mate, his scores this season. He's just like an auto 30 AA, and then there's a little bit of upside with him. Like it's just ridiculous. Like his last, that little page there, I was looking last night. I couldn't believe how good it was.
Yeah,
19
sick.
AA low floor.
The most impressive part of it is so much of it is like 80 plus minutes as well.
Yeah,
week in, week out.
And obviously, yeah, he did fall victim to that, playing too many games maybe too early for a while, and they had to manage him, but. My God, and he's playing like a different role, really. Like he's playing a little bit deeper. Like he's getting loads of tackles, he's getting duels, he's getting those type of things outside of, getting DAs and stuff. And I know you probably want both, obviously, but he's been phenomenal, man.
Yeah, so he was like the attack midfielder, wasn't he? And now he's kind of more the Iniesta. He's kind of
he's the he wants to. You need him to drive with the ball basically, and then make the pass rather than he is good on the half turn and be in the 10 type of thing, but it's not his game. He wants to pick it deep, do like a 1-2 with somebody, and then he's away. Because he's not quick, but with the ball he can gallop, and it's just that type. But he needs to see the whole field rather than be if you're in the 10, you're always checking your shoulder. You're on the swivel. You're in the half turn. Again, he can do it. He's not stupid, but I think he's so much better when he has options and he can see the whole field and sort of come at the game that way. It's just, it's really interesting.
Charlie Dunbar got Kieran Dewsbury Hall thinking he was under 20.
Now that doesn't, that's horrendous, Charles. I thought mine was bad with that mate.
It's a belter. Love that.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Let us know your chat. Let us know your best. Oh shit, he's not under 23 buys that you've done.
I've done a couple. I know I have over the years, but that Almeida's the most recent one I can think of.
It looks like Gerard Martinez coming in for Balde, Gavi for Fermin, ultimately, and Ferran for Louis. But otherwise, it looks to be much the same team. I would be surprised if De Jong started this one. Eric Garcia come on midweek, and I think I would have imagined that he would come into this one. But it looks like they're going to try and keep Frankie in there, so watch out for that. But it looks like it's quite safe. But yeah, let us know your favorite or your most face palms. He's not U23. Osasuna at home to Girona. This is the Osasuna team. Not much too much to say on that at the moment. And then Girona, you guys say something, Harry?
No, sorry.
I thought I spoke over you there. Sorry. Girona going from pain in the ass to pain in the ass by the week, and I wouldn't be banking on them. Osasuna really good at home, really tight, tough match there. Deportivo Alaves at home to Real Madrid, and Alaves will be coming into this like fully firing, ready to go at home. Real Madrid, wounded animal, a wee bit on the ropes, thinking about Arsenal return leg, maybe. Tchouameni in at centre-back. Artur Güler in to start this one. Brahim Diaz for Rodrigo Goes. And Fran Garcia on to start at left-back is the main changes I see. Weird one, Harry, isn't it? They should slaughter them, but do they have both eyes on the ball here?
Well, it's one of them, isn't it? With Madrid, you can't afford to lose 2 games in a row, even if one of them is in the Champions League, So it's one of them where, pressure will be on, and they know that. They've been there for a while. They know the standards, but No, I still think they get through. Yeah, it might not be pretty, but like an Arda Güler assist from a court, you can just imagine it now, can't you? 80 plus from Arda randomly. Brahim might get the first goal. It's just you can just see it happening. It's just whether or not the main boys, Killian and Jude, Vinny, get involved in the DA action, which I'm sure they will. But it's not going to be like I don't know. Leganas, they're bad, aren't they? But I don't think they're like at home. They're going to keep it tight as long as they can.
Yeah, a suburb of Madrid as well, so a minor derby.
Ooh,
So
okay.
a little bit of that going into it. I don't see
Yeah.
Vinny getting 90 minutes here. I don't think Mbappe or Bellingham get 90 minutes here.
Probably
So
not. No. When do they play next? Would it be a Wednesday? Yeah, I'm sure it'd be Wednesday, Tuesday, Wednesday, wouldn't it?
I'll go and double check. But yeah, I think you're
Just
right.
yeah. I don't know. Yeah. You are right. I'd be shocked if any of them do get a 90. But at the same time, who do they rotate in, mate? Like genuinely, like Rodrigo comes in for Brahim, let's say. Who actually comes in for Mbappe, Vinny, and okay, Modric can come on for Jude maybe, but as far as like Vinny and Mbappe go, like, is there a replacements? Like,
Yeah, not really, I guess.
That's
Yeah.
the issue, isn't it? Like nobody comes off the bench to do much in the attacking
Real
position.
Madrid's return match is Wednesday, just to confirm that.
Okay, yeah. So if they play Saturday, when it's not terrible, and they're at home, yeah, they'd be at
Yeah,
home as well. So not much travel for them. Like you said, it's a bit of a derby and stuff. Endrick for Mbappe, fair enough, but like,
Hendrick.
yeah, there's no one for Vinny really, is there?
I had Ansu Fati in my head, and I was like, no, he's Barca, but
Yeah,
Hendrick.
that's funny.
Betis, I didn't actually catch the Betis result last night. They were playing in Poland. I guess they smashed.
They won. They were like at least 2-0 up, and then I don't know what happened after that. It might have been 2-1, 2-0. Yeah.
This is a 6-pointer, Harry. Both of these teams are in the European spots. One's in the Conference League, one's in the Europa League. So
Yeah.
I don't think either one of them want to play Conference League. Betis are doing that right now, obviously. So they probably want to either get out of it by winning it or by doing it in the league, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
They've been all right, Betis. They've been quite well stacked this season. Famously with Gator Guy early season, and then we've had
Yeah.
this kind of second coming with the Anthony kind of transfer in January, Cucho as well. So Betis have been the kind of ever-present little theme this season, which has been fun. Villarreal, not as much. Villarreal normally are a team where, like, Danny Pereiro probably the most notably, but guys like, Baena, now they've got Sergio Cardona, they've had some other players. They've normally been a wee bit more kind of backed, but not really as much this year. This is a weird game to go into, isn't it, if you've got cards?
Yeah, it is a weird one, but like the football fantasy reckon that Lo Celso gets a start. He came off the bench yesterday and did like 40 AA nearly in a half. That Jesse Rodriguez, there was a bit of like I think he was ill or something, so I don't know if he actually plays or whatever. Isco came off at half time maybe, so they've kind of rested him. Cucho plays because he don't play in the Europa League or whatever, so a Conference League. Isco and Llorente subs. Okay. Oh, interesting. Got a bit of ice, cold therapy.
Yeah. And then we've got Bilbao, who played Rangers last night, and I actually don't know how the score finished, actually.
Couldn't tell
I
you
seen
either.
I seen Rangers get a man sent off, and
They
Connor
did,
Barron got
yeah.
on the pitch for you. But was it
Yeah.
0-0 maybe?
I think in my opinion, I think they held on.
It may have been ungodly what they're able to do in Europe, by the way. They're definitely.
They just have something looking down upon them. Like it's just nuts. Like I've
Yeah,
never seen anything
0-0.
like it. Weird, mate. Real weird.
Crazy. And they're taking on Vallecano, who are not going to be. They're back to full strength. EC's there, De Frutos is there, and Teca. Still maybe missing a centre back or whatever, but yeah, that'll be a tough one for them. No rest for the wicked.
Mm-hmm.
And then the top game of the game week, Atletico Madrid have just had a 0-minute update, so this is hot off the press. At home to Valladolid. Pablo Barrios, you mentioned that Pablo Barrios just is not DA friendly, So that's why I wouldn't be taking him personally. I just don't see upside.
He got one last week, 83.
Yeah, but like I love Barrios. I think he's really good. I think he's going to be there for ages.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Similar to your Pedri and your Gavi kind of vibe, but like look at this. Like, how many 60 pluses are you getting out of a guy like this? Very few and far between.
Yeah.
2 high AA games against Real Madrid, a high game against Barca, against Sevilla with the assist there, in Europe against a team that they had all the possession against.
Mm-hmm.
Leganés, same thing again, but otherwise it's 42 53s
100%. No, I agree with you. You can't. Yeah, I can't argue against it for sure. But like, it's the matchup of like it's the God matchup, right? So you can kind of look forward to maybe a bigger score on paper. Well, you'd hope that would be the case anyway.
Liam Kelly for a penalty save as well, Jesus. And I was going to say Spider-Man Julian Alvarez is probably top forward pick for La Liga this week. Unlikely to
Yeah.
get rotated at home, good game. Atleti still pushing at the top of the table to try and bridge the gap, with Barca and Real still playing midweeks. So fancy a
By
bit of
the
that.
way, Pablo Barrios' floor is £42.
Oh,
I've got to sell that, haven't I? I'm selling him. He's going.
yeah,
I,
that's
th-
a
I
bit.
think I crafted him for like a tier 5 plus, and I did not expect him to be that expensive.
Yeah, it
Yeah, I
feels way
crafted him
out.
22 days ago.
Nice time to
Somebody,
move that, I would say.
yeah, somebody paid. That's weird, mate. Somebody paid 5 days ago 13 quid, and now public offer 34 quid 4 days ago. What the hell's happened?
That decisive. People are running to him. He's happening.
Tripled in price. He's going.
I was going to say as well, Griezmann apparently has been asked by Simeone to stay on,
Wow.
and he will be staying on. Griezmann said he will do what Simeone asks, and Simeone has said, I want you to stay, Antoine.
Wow.
So no MLS imminent for Griezmann. If you had that as your plan for the summer, forget it. it's no happening. We'll run through Serie A as well next. We've got Udinese at home to Milan. Iker Bravo over Tovon, 50-50 there. Omar Soule still bringing in the plaudits since his recent kind of upturn in form. And Milan are kind of, they're living that life now of disappointing everyone. Theo Hernandez at right wing back feels kind of sacrilegious here. 3-4-3 is a weird looking shape on this Milan page. And I don't know what the thought is behind it or what's going on. But Sergio Conceição needs to get his act together big time because like this is just mental.
Yeah, that is a bit mad.
Venezia are playing Monza. This is the Venezia team. And this is the Monza team. Inter, one of the top games on the matchups tab there. They're at home at Cagliari. Joaquin Correa rotating in for Marcus Thuram. Lautaro Martinez just back from injury. We called it on the midweek deadline show. Put Bayern to the sword. He's going to start here. I don't think he's going to play more than 60 minutes. I think this will be a, run yourself out. Can he get a D8 and then bench him? Similar to a lot of these 55 rated midfielders. Again, Inter are only 2-1 up. They're going to want to, keep it tight and focus on that in the second leg. So if you do have Inter cards, be wary. DeMarco back, but is a big plus for them. And they're taking on Cagliari. Team is on screen for any of you mad buggers that are after it. Juve at home to Lecce. On you go, Harry.
Oh, sorry, man. I just had a little cough.
Oh, sorry. I'm always getting the fear that I'm talking over you. Sorry.
No, you go. I should have muted myself.
That's cool. And this is the Juve team that looks out. No Coop Miners. I don't think I'm really worried about that anyway. And then Lecce. Team is there for you. Atalanta Bologna. This is a high octane match. Should be lots of goals in this one. Full strength Atalanta. Pasalic has been linked to a few clubs. He's out of contract in the summer, so maybe he's in the shop window on this one. They're playing Bologna, who are going to be playing Ravaglia over Skorupski. Skorupski's injured. Skorupski just signed a 1-year extension. Yay! At Bologna, so another year of pain coming my way. And Ferguson is injured as well, which is a bit of a blow to them. Fiorentina Parma. Fiorentina team is here. Moise Kean living his best life. And Parma. Ondrika. Is this his debut? I'm not sure, but he's not been there that long.
Yeah, he hasn't, has he?
Hellas Verona Genoa. Not really much to say on either one of them. Malinovsky. Good to see him back playing. He could be okay. Connie De Winter. One for you, Harry, to watch out for. Maybe a wee defender with a lot of good metrics. Maybe gets a move in the summer. And then we have Como playing Torino. Now, Como, I've got a lot of my cards playing this time, apparently. We've got Duvikas on to start as well now, as everyone else, but still no Smolcic. And Fabregas this week, Harry, has been linked to be the next Leipzig manager, which I am all about, by the way.
I love the sound of that.
Could be proper
Really
good, couldn't it?
Yeah, that could be amazing.
So let's hope he takes one of these guys.
Hassan Diao at Leipzig. That'd be your match made in heaven, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that would be pretty sweet. Hassan Diao, probably not Paz. He's maybe going back to Madrid, but
true. Yeah.
Good times to be had with that. And Como are taking on Torino, who are a team we quite like here in the deadline show, are doing pretty well. Elmas scored last weekend as well. And yeah, I think there's a lot of these players we all kind of like individually. They've been a better team recently. Won't be an easy one for Como, but they've been handy at home. They've been scared of no one. And yeah, they're getting they're getting their groove on, as it were. We then have a Rome derby. Lazio lost in the Arctic Circle against Bodo Glimt last night, 2-0. I don't know what the Roma score was. They took on someone, was it Frankfurt? Or I can't remember who they played. Somebody decent, I'm sure. So anyway, they're both kind of coming off the back of midweek football coming into this. This is the Lazio team, full strength, as you would imagine. And then this is the Roma team. Matt Hummels announced his retirement at the end of the season as well, in case anybody's missed that.
Saw that.
And Svilar is now the kind of hot property goalkeeper in European football, with all the teams linked to him in the last week.
He was like, he couldn't get a game on Sorare, could he, for years? Like his Roma card used to just get pumped out into the ether, and no one would care, and and then eventually
Benfica card as well.
Benfica, that was it. Yeah, he's been around for years. Yeah, it's fair play.
And then the last game of Serie A we've got is Napoli at home to Empoli. Strong looking team. Gilmore and McSauce in midfield is always a good sign. Mazzocchi, I remember previewing that guy at the beginning of the season. I can't believe he's actually getting a game for them. He was on loan at Serie B last year or something, from memory. But Neres, Politano, Lukaku living his best life. Everyone's giving him praise and love recently. So at home, he's probably got to smash. And Empoli, like, they'll fight, but they're probably going to get pumped.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then the last set of league we've got for Champ Euro is France. So we've got Lens versus Reims. Now, I'll say this, Harry boy, I meant to cover it on a video. I'm away on holiday next week, so I don't know if I'll have the time. So I'll mention this to you guys. Now, there's 169 of you on YouTube. There's only 63 likes. We need to get that to 100, guys, or this game week is going to be screwed for us all. We're going to get DNPs. We're going to pick the wrong captain. All that stuff, as you know. But I listened to the podcast Nicholas done this week on business and sport or something. Did you catch it yourself?
I didn't know. I saw the clips, but I haven't managed to watch the whole thing.
I recommend giving it a listen. It was a lot of the usual kind of stuff we hear from Nicholas on podcasts. But there was some extra stuff where the two hosts managed to get some good stories out of him about like doing some stuff. That was some of the clips you maybe seen. But when you listen to the whole thing, there was two real good nuggets in it, right? The first one was he brought up the fact that they don't have a league license in France. And I won't spoil it. You can go and listen to the podcast. But it feels like that's something that is maybe about to turn. And in the same breath, he said they want Saudi Arabia.
Really?
Yep. There's a good 10 minutes on Saudi in that podcast. So
I mean, I get it, but like the bubble's burst a little bit, hasn't it? With Saudi in general. I don't know. Yeah, okay.
The conversation started more with like partners using Sorare to like get more audience, like the K League and the Belgian League and whatever. Fair. And then Saudi kind of rolled into that conversation, and Nicholas was quite like, "We will do it with something, like that." And maybe being a bit more definitive than his language was, but when you listen to it, the first thing you're going to think about is how cheap is Ronaldo right now. That's what I thought.
My only not pushback, but as far as capturing audiences, the whole Saudi thing, I'm pretty sure it's haram, isn't it, to gamble? Not to say this is gambling classified, but it's not something that they even, want to really get involved in, in the nicest way. As from my experience, I actually have a friend who's Saudi. I'd like to actually ask him about it, just in case, But I'm pretty sure it's really against their religion. Again, this is not classed as gambling right now. But you know what I'm saying? It definitely is on the fence, right? So, I just don't know what that actually does, other than it just safeguards our cards going there, from a utility standpoint. I don't know what that does, to be honest, outside of that.
In that chat as well, they do spend about 5 minutes maybe chatting about the gambling thing. And Nicholas is quite vehement in his, this is a gambling alternate. It's not in, so if that's the angle of the pitch or whatever. Just looking, Harry, by the way, a rookie I picked up earlier this year is on for a debut. With your boys, the Ring team.
The PSG boys. I mean, these lads, mate, they need something. They need a spark because they couldn't score in a brothel right now. Genuinely, they're so bad.
and he's replacing Teddy.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. I don't
I
like. I
might
don't know
play
if
him
he's
somewhere for
injured.
fun.
Yeah, you might as well. I mean, not much to lose necessarily. This will be an interesting game.
Monaco have got
Monaco.
their whole defence back. It's the first thing I look at when I see Monaco is, are they
Yeah,
playing? They're all playing.
they're all
So,
on. Mm,
but they do have Cone. So,
yeah, but anything. 3 on goals could happen. uh, yeah, I don't know.
big
Depends what
Beeriff.
Marseille turns up. To be honest,
Indeed, it does. This is how they're looking to turn up anyway.
Hoiberg's back, which is big.
Yep.
I think
Look at that.
Benacer's been benched.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Interesting. I was
like
going to say,
for
look
that
at
to happen.
a midfielder up front, two midfielders in midfield, and then a midfielder in defence.
Yeah.
You know, the centre mid overkill.
Oh, they're
Th-
missing Is it Berardi? Sorry, Quinny. I think
yeah.
Berardi's injured right now.
And then we've got Toulouse at home to Lille. Toulouse no pushovers, but Lille definitely will see this as a game they'll want to win. Looking quite full strength for it as well. Strasbourg up to 4th now in Ligue 1, really pushing European football, flying high. They're at home to the team that was last 4th. Your boys, Harry, Nice.
Yeah, man, I'm not fancying my boys here away to Strasbourg. They just seem to print clean sheets, don't they? Never mind at home. Petrovic is like the best keeper in the league. But then knowing that, mate, I won't play one Nice player and they'll go on and they'll just win this game. You just know it, you know. And I've got I know it's about easy problem to have, but like I've got too many in-season cards right now, and I can't fit. You know, with 3 in-season teams, I can only fit so many in, and if these are away to Strasbourg, they're just not going to get prioritized. But you know, that's just going to bite me.
It always is the way.
It's going to happen.
I'm going to put Angers Montpellier on screen next because of Eddie's comment here. I'd love to see it. So yeah, 5 games, they've not scored a goal. So yeah,
That's
wild.
Hilarious. By the way, I did see something on Twitter. One of the French guys that does predictions, he didn't have Teji to start, Quinny, which is a bit mad. Yeah, he's like 45 on behind a 55er. And I didn't know if it was, I didn't think it was injury related. I'm pretty sure they're just almost given up on him, or he's given up on them, or whatever way it looks. But I don't know, just keep an eye on that, the Teji one.
Interesting. The guy that's behind him, Fayad, is like a wee wonder kid.
Okay.
So maybe watch out for that then. See if he gets a good score in his place, perhaps. So yeah, I just skipped ahead of the order by 1 just to see that one because of the comment. We then have Saint Etienne playing Brest. And I'll show you this, Harry, because I've seen this. I'm going to steal this. I've seen it on the timeline. It's not my joke, but I'm definitely stealing it. With Brestois here springing to mind. Oh, yeah, it is still the case. Good. So if we look at the French league table, it now says nice little Brest.
That is hilarious. That is beautiful.
So yeah,
that is amazing. I love it.
I had to share that one. Sorry, guys. But there we go.
That's
and this is it. This is the Brest team. Sima's back, so I think that's them at full strength again. Pierre-Louis Malou, Medicamera, and 1 or 2 others. Le Havre, who should have got stuffed last week, but they didn't. They've got a guy in their team, Harry, by the way, it's been scoring really well. I think he's under 23.
Yeah, he's
Is it this
Casimir.
guy?
Yeah. Camissia.
Yeah. It's like Casimir.
Casimir, yeah. He I actually had him up last night on Sorare. He's smashing, like, really well.
Yeah, he's doing bits, isn't he?
He's on set pieces. Shock horror.
Ooh. Well, there we go. A Laird special. Against Laird's team, Renoir.
Ooh, yeah.
And I don't know half of these guys anymore. Like Jayu Cisse, Kazim Oligabe, Mohamed Miyete, and Jeremy Jacquet.
It's an
4 guys. Never
unrecognizable
seen them
team,
before.
isn't it? Like, it's just Truffet and Assignon, and obviously Bryce Samba, maybe. Calamundo up front. But yeah, such a different team. Seko Fofana, obviously, he's been in the league before, but yes, mad team. Mental.
Oh, we've got an advance on it from Johnny.
Go on.
A Lyon, a Nice, Little Brest, because Leon are in front.
Clever. Nice wordplay.
Love that. And then the last French one we've got is Auger playing Lyon. This is the Auger team.
Yeah, this is... I've got both keepers. I've got both defensive stacks. I've got Perrin. I've got Cherky. Are you risking Cherky? Are you? Oh,
I don't think so.
He got benched the week before, though, didn't he, when they played? Like, as in they played in the midweek. He got benched, came off the bench and luckily got the DA. But I've just got a funny feeling that happens again.
Yeah.
That one there.
Nice in between the double leg. Yeah, you might be onto something there, Harry.
I'm just worried, mate. I am. I mind you, he might be high off his goal last night and stuff, but I just do worry, mate. I really do.
Yeah, there's been a wee bit of it, hasn't there, when the fixtures do pile up?
I say that though. Ernest, is it
Yeah,
Namua?
Numano
Yeah,
or something.
he
Yeah, he's
he
out.
did his ACL. See, so I don't even. Okay, so they've got somebody that could fill in. They obviously want one player less. It wouldn't surprise me. I would not be surprised if Turkey doesn't play there or comes off the bench, which he could easily still do well. I'm not doubting that.
Yeah,
But
definitely a tricky one. I didn't really think about it too much, but looking at that, it has, there's a wee bit of pause for the cause, I think, perhaps. But like you say, with that injury to Numan, or I can't say his name,
Yeah,
Numa or whatever, they've got
Numa,
less ability to rotate, so they just won't be able to. We'll dive into MLS. That's up next as well. And I seen Harry Boy on the going streaking. We're both kind of in the same boat here. Where we're kind of there's just something that will screw
off.
you.
I was, mate. 12.
A lot closer than me.
That was only in rare mind, but I guess it's it's a little bit different, isn't it? I've hit it once in rare, but I didn't hit it this weekend to go 2 for 2. Gutted, mate. To be honest, it's always a player off, and it's just hard, man. The MLS season is actually so different to normal years in a lot of ways, where the big scores aren't as concentrated between like the smashers. They're coming from like random little pockets of guys that your Tristan Blackmans, and it's just like it's very much a bit more random right now. We haven't matured enough into the season to where like you can really forecast. Bernadette and Insigne are just going to smash every week, or whatever it looks like. It's just very hard, mate. It really is right now, and everyone's finding their feet. Makes it fun, like it makes it a bit more even, I guess, if you don't have the budget. But yeah, at the same time, it's fun, but it's frustrating. It's really frustrating.
Yeah, I'm just going to fly through MLS. I'm with you all the way. It's all about the combos. It's all about the combos. Can you nail them? Toronto having Insigne and Bernadeschi, but feels like that could just be wild card material this season if they are actually going to play football and not just like show up. I seen you've been loving this guy, Joaquin Pereira, as well. He looked quite good against NYC last week, anyway. And
sharp, mate.
Is he a forward card?
Nah, mid.
I thought he was a forward card.
Left-footed, really, really silky. He seemed like he's really getting into his own the last couple, so hopefully continues.
This is Atlanta United at home to New England. Team looks pretty strong there.
Yeah.
New England not looking up to too much. But it could be a good one for Atlanta at home. Orlando and the Bulls.
Yeah, tough one to gauge that, honestly. Can't really call that.
Sofo and Ngoma going to start out wide. Maybe a wee bit of a change of tactic here from the Red Bulls. Get a wee bit more pace in the team.
Yeah.
DC at home to Cincy. No real changes or anything to write home about here for DC. Cincy, it should be a good one for them, Cincy. DC are not that good. The clean sheet will be kind of what's in question when you're playing against Benteke and whatever. But as far as an away game goes, it could be some good all around for the Cincy lads. And if they win, push them over the top.
Definitely.
Montreal Impact playing their first home game of the season, 8 games in, and they are playing Charlotte. This is how they look to line up. 55 on George Campbell's not good, is it?
Yeah, I think that's a bit half. He's full. He trained yesterday fully, so I think it's a little bit like it's advanced since then. Maybe since that guy's done. I don't know when that prediction was done, but he's definitely trained since, like, fully. He did miss one training session though this week.
Yeah. Cool.
Should be fun.
And then they're taking on Charlotte, who, if Montreal don't have their defence, Waterman, I seen theirs on concussion protocol, so he'll miss out. And if Campbell didn't miss out, this could be finally Agameyang might actually pop a big score.
Potentially, yeah. He hasn't really, like, he isn't that player. Like, he is good. He'll need like a brace or something for that to happen. Pep Biel's the one. Pep Biel's really nice. Good player. Zaha's out with a hand injury. He's having hand surgery.
Oh.
So that makes Charlotte a little bit weaker, I guess.
New York City at home to Philadelphia will be a really tough game. And I don't really know how to read this. I didn't watch the game live last week. But they made 2 subs in the first half. Took off Burke Reese at centre back and Julian Fernandez. And the thought is here that they're just going to start the way that the team was and then finish the first half, if that makes sense. I'm not totally sold on Bakrar starting, to be honest with you, but I get the logic. There is no real... Yeah, it's just expectations rather than intel. So some shaky pieces here. Avoid them if you can. Against Philly, it's not going to be an easy game, but they have just let Gazdag go. So, huge void to fill, in a sense. Wagner's back.
Yeah. Don't know. Yeah, it's a weird buy. They needed a bit of strength, Columbus, but yeah, that does weaken Philly, doesn't it?
We don't have a...
like,
oh, sorry.
Yeah, I was just say it looks like Kai Wagner maybe starts. I'm risking him, but he's trained this week, so yeah, it looks like he could be on for a start.
Yeah. And we don't have a projected lineup for Vancouver, so they're taking on Austin, and this is how Austin look to line up. Kind of solid enough team. They're kind of doing a lot better than I had to give them credit for. Vancouver, need to wait and see the aftermath of the midweek game they had there. Let's see the projected lineup. So sadly, we'll go into that one in the dark. But this is Dallas there at home to somebody good, isn't it? Yeah, Seattle. Quite consistent team. I think the left back is a change. Somebody's out maybe at left back. Not that that's too important. And when we look at Seattle, Cosa Rienzi in the right, Pedro de la Vega up front, and back to a back three. We've not seen a back three this season yet from them, I don't think, have we? Or am I tripping on that?
Seems a bit mad, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Hey, they're in a bad way, I'm telling you. Like,
oh yeah,
it's not looking good. Rusnak's not playing, I don't think.
You know, when you sign Ryan Kent, you're in trouble. You know.
Yeah, last resort, big time.
Nashville at home to Salt Lake could be good for the defensive stacks again, but there's no Zimmerman. He get bicycle kicked in the neck or the head or whatever last week, so wish him a speedy recovery, but he's out. Could mean Jack Mayer steps up. Maybe this Palacios guy carries the load. The rest of the team's quite consistent. Brugman, of course, a former Galaxy guy in there. And at home to Salt Lake, it's probably a game they'll half fancy, but Salt Lake aren't pushovers.
Yeah, Salt Lake are decent. Luna kicked on last week, so maybe we see a Luna special. Yeah, no Zimmerman's massive, mind. Like, don't underestimate that. Like, he is Mr. Nashville through and through. It's like Van Dijk not playing for Liverpool. It's the best way for me to describe that for people who don't follow the MLS.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. I like that. And I don't know if Byro was there, so I'll go and double check.
He should be. I'd be shocked if he wasn't.
Yeah, Byro's there. I didn't see him, so I just had to double check. We then got the Rapids taking on San Diego. Now, I was saying this with the members last night, Harry. This is a good Colorado game because San Diego have never been to the Rockies, so this is like they just don't know what they're getting in for on this one. Not that I know about it or whatever, necessarily, but we hear it's a tough away game at the best of times. Never mind, like their full strength. I don't think anyone's really missing here, are they?
Not really. No, Sam Vines is actually back, which makes them a bit stronger, I guess, defensively. You could argue. Yeah. They're even stronger than normal.
But genuinely, like, Negri played MLS last year. Godoy's played MLS before. But none of these other guys really know what they're getting into for, really, as far as I'm concerned. So I think that the away thing will come to San Diego this year, or this game, where it will be a lot tougher. That's kind of what I'm saying. Not ruling them out, but the home advantage will show.
Yeah, potentially. But at the same time, I think like they might just go and fearless in a weird sense. When you don't know what you're getting yourself into, and then you're too far in then at the point where like the game started, right? I don't know. I just think, yeah, for sure there will be that jeopardy, but man, San Diego are like the best team in the league. To be honest, like they're like second in the league, man. Like they've lost one game all season already. Like they were together for 4 or 5 weeks, Quinny. Like I know we've both mentioned, like that is insane. Like does that show how bad the league is this year, or does that just show how well they've scouted and how well they've gelled? Maybe a bit of both.
I definitely put whenever I've seen expansion teams do this good, I think the manager is always a big component in it because. The expansion club, like one of the first appointments they will make is the manager, so that the fucking team
Right.
they're building can actually. So I think the manager gets a lot of credit. Individuals, of course, do need to pull their weight and deliver on the park, but I think the manager, the back office, however you want to think of it, I think they get a lot of the credit.
Uh-huh. No, I get that.
Galaxy playing Houston. Galaxy team on screen here.
Yeah, they played. I was going to say they played. Oh, they did play midweek. Yeah, they played away to Tigres. So back home this weekend against the Dynamo. I mean,
Sviatchenko's starting. Jack McGlynn.
It's the McGlynn show. Really, I watched his game last week. It's really interesting. They're playing him a lot further forward, so they're allowing him to like come off this right hand side because he's got no legs at all, right? But they're just trying to get him into a. They'll be playing on the left side of the pitch, having possession, and then they'll hope that he's just free on the right. They'll swing a ball into him, and he's got all the space he wants then to pick out a pass, a cross, a shot, like he did. Like they're trying to give him a free roll basically off the right, which is really interesting because he's left-footed, comes in really nicely, and can do anything in the final third, like shoot, assist, anything. Like he's just so talented. That left foot of his is legit made a goal. Like it's a brilliant left foot at this standard. It stands out like a sore thumb.
When we were calling him fixture proof recently, so I think that just goes to
He
like he's just getting AA given to him by the whole team.
Because
Like,
they're all fine. He's their 10 now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he's their Carlos Heel. They're finding him at every opportunity possible because they know his quality. And no disrespect to Bassi and Krakawiak or whatever the left winger. Like they're both just like little number 10s are just rubbish. Like they're just there, to just be mannequins. Jack McGlynn is the one that's going to make anything happen. But to make stuff happen with a Pons up front, like it's not easy. And that's why he has to score from outside the box half the time.
Mickey Foot, the San Diego as well. They do have a link with Nordisland, so they'll have a head start on a lot of expansion clubs because they've just got like scouting infrastructure and data and like procedures already. So yeah, great intel. Mickey Foot, great contribution to the conversation. I love that. We have another California derby. There's a few of these going around these days. We've got LAFC at home to the Quakes. LAFC played Miami midweek. Did I remember that right?
Yeah, they did. Lost 3-1.
Yep. So this is how they look to line up at the weekend. Cengiz Ünder, Dennis Buanga, David Martinez, front three. And Joseph is maybe back, by the way. Jonathan Bond, was he in goals there?
I mean, it was against DC. But yeah, he did score a hat-trick, I'll give you that.
Was Jonathan Bond in goals for the Galaxy?
Where's
Jonathan Bond?
He signed for Houston, I believe.
Oh, no freaking way.
I swear, yeah. From
That's
Watford.
So funny.
Pretty sure.
Looks like they're going to a 5-3-2 kind of thing now. Interesting to cope with injuries, but they're keeping Arango, they're keeping Joseph up top.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It'll be interesting, that one.
SKC Portland. First game after Peter Vermees.
Cleany. Clean sheet for the Kansas boys, yeah. I mean, great start for them. Manu Garcia scored really well, 82, I think it was. Tough game though against Portland. This will show me if they are made of anything, because Portland are a good outfit, despite being coached by a clown. Yeah, so I don't know how he's getting this out of them, but no, they're good. They're athletic, they're strong, they're powerful, but they can play as well. Chara and Ayala midfield, I like it. They're a good team, and obviously Moreno's back fit. You've got David Acosta in there, so a lot of quality and a lot of athleticism there.
Felipe Mora, quite a slept-on forward in this league for us, isn't he?
SO5. Kind of is, isn't he? I think he had a lot of I don't know. It feels like he's always in and out, injured and whatever. Because they bought Kelsey for a couple of million, and young kid he's from Ukraine, but yeah, from Cincinnati last season. But yeah, he's scored 100 already this season, so it shows he's not just like an average number 9 that doesn't get sort of all-round score. I know he had a couple of DAs in that game, but he's capable of peaking.
Definitely. Chicago at home to Miami, who played midweek. This is the Chicago team. Still no Brian, but everyone else is there.
Yeah.
Seeing Omar Gonzalez is still playing football is just such a crazy thing. Like, Omar Gonzalez was in the David Beckham Galaxy team.
That's insane, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy. And in at Miami, Messi's going to play, it looks like.
Probably, yeah. Even though he's played a couple in a row now, hasn't he? And that's like the jeopardy that everyone's saying that, he might not, but I think he does. Away to Chicago, isn't it? Yeah, I think he does.
I think so too. St. Louis are at home at Columbus. This is a St. Louis team. Backs to the wall defending on the cards. At least they've got both their strikers. and they're taking on the Crew. Do we get Gazdag debuted? Is that what this is meant to be?
Someone said he's been training. Yeah, I think so. We could. I think we'd get in some capacity, whether that's a start or not. I think so. Yeah.
I would expect to see him like in-season transfer, in-season domestic transfer. So like, it's not like you need to move him house, or you obviously need to move house still. But you know what I mean? Like, it's not like he's coming from Germany or Sweden or whatever and having to ship over and all the rest of it. Been training with the side, deal is done. Don't see why he can't start fully fit. Yeah, 60% on this.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And that was MLS. Excellent. Now we're about to jump around the rest of European and world football. We've only actually got 40 minutes to the deadline, so we need to. This will be Harry Trades on fast mode. But just before we get to that, a wee word from one of our sponsors here on the Deadline Show. Play MFL. MFL Meta Football League is a football management game that takes this genre to the next level. This is an open network online experience where every club, every opponent you play against is managed and operated by another player, by another person. It's your tactics, it's your wit, it's your squad against your opponents. MFL seasons normally run for around 6 weeks, so this isn't a game that comes out every new football season that you need to go and buy a new copy of. So there's never a bad time to open your account and get your club up and running. The only thing you need to buy or to pay for to get up and running to play MFL is your club. You can buy a club pack from MFL directly and it will randomly generate where your club is located, what city and in what country. Every club is fully customizable. You can name it what you want. You design your badge. Once you've licensed your club and customized it, the first thing every MFL manager takes to is the open market. You've got to build your roster of players. Every player in this game can be bought and sold for real money, which means a lot of active traders really like that aspect of the game for taking players that are really cheap and undervalued, and along with the player progression, maybe make them into a better player before returning them back into the market. One of the ways MFL takes this game to the next level is every player you own, you're actually their agent. So any players that you own that you're not going to use in your own squad, you can list on the market for loan, where they can go into another squad, and in return you'll get a percentage, you'll get a cut of any of the prize money that those players help those clubs to win. MFL for me really does encompass everything you could possibly want in a football manager game experience. Sign up by using the link that's in the description of this video or in the pinned comment. You'll directly support me and all the content here at the channel, but by doing so you guarantee yourself the best sign up bonuses available. If you do have any questions or you get stuck, feel free to reach out, and thanks again to MFL for supporting the channel and sponsoring the content. Hey, thanks again to MFL for supporting the channel, supporting the content. Love a bit of that. And yeah, it's going to be Harry's wonderful whiz tour across across the world now for this next little segment. So we still have our own teams to fiddle with as well.
Yeah, I've done a few of my teams, but I've still got quite a few to actually get in, to be honest. So this will be very much fast track, maybe even faster than usual, which could be hard to do, because I do like to put my foot on the gas, don't I, when I get to content.
Big time. So eyes on screen if you're after something.
Get on it, and obviously, scroll back if you need, because there's going to be a decent pace kept up here. But PSV have the smash fixture on paper this week in Challenger, alongside probably Benfica, which we'll get to. So that'll be really interesting to see if PSV actually do just smash their faces off or not, because we haven't really seen it recently. We've seen it in glimpses, but they've not really been on it too much.
Yeah.
Ajax Willem 2. We're firmly into the playoffs now, aren't we? Of Belgium, which is fun.
Yep.
I'm back in the core tribe boys this week against Beershoe.
Ooh.
Big Thierry Ambrose. Yeah. Hey. I think I crafted him a few months ago and never really got a chance to properly use him, but I'm gonna load him up with my Cadre.
Love that.
Should be fun. St. Truden versus the Bruges boys. This will be fun. USG Anderlecht. This Lucas Hayes been scoring really well from Norgisland.
Oh yeah.
Young centre half.
Did you see Celtic or linked to Franjo?
Were they really? No way.
Yeah, so last week Celtic sent scouts to watch Ballacquisha at Antwerp, and they were playing USG.
Yeah.
And the reports came out said that Celtic liked the look of Franjo and Siddiqui.
Interesting. Mate, he'd be like Dembele times like 3.
It'd be good.
Like eventually, I'd say Dembele was unbelievable, but like as far as I think raw talent wise and like hungerness, I think Franjo would just absolutely tear it up. He's a
I think
beast,
so.
mate. Yeah, like he's strong as well for his age. Like and we know the Scottish game is quite physical, but like he deal with that big time, like similarly to like a Dembele would, or did. Sorry, that'd be unreal.
Yeah, it'd be good
Like
for
as a
both of us.
9, like whew, that would be insane. Club Brugge Genk, big game.
Yeah.
Bruges have been doing really well recently. I think they smashed Antwerp last week. And then the boys versus Liège. So Portugal, Sporting away to Santa Clara, Benfica home to Aruca, and then Porto. Stacchio in centre half, that can't be right.
Wow, that could be amazing.
It could, but there's no way. He's like 5'3", tiny.
Yeah, he'd be playing on the ball, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I don't know if skeptical.
Yeah, fair.
Skeptical Hippo-wise. Magnus Matson apparently is going to start versus the Brondby boys. Yuito, Valles, and then your boy, or could have been boy.
Yeah.
Celtic were after him one day, or maybe still are.
Oh, here's a question. Who would you rather take? Eric Dyer versus Borussia Dortmund or Furyk versus Werder Bremen?
Has Furich been doing much recently? Like I can't imagine he's
Meh.
on it. No. I'd have to say Eric Dyer. I know that sounds crazy. I think I would.
It's a tough pill to swallow, that one, isn't it?
Yeah. That's real tough. I will come back to Championship in a minute. Are you playing Ultra Attacking this weekend, mate?
I am. I've got 2 teams going into it that I'm kind of excited about. No, I don't know if excited is the word, but hopeful that they do well. Yeah. At least one of them. Ferran Torres is my midfielder for one of them.
Nice. Oh, yeah, I think I saw you. Yeah, you did the video, didn't you? The Ultra Attacking video. I remember you mentioning. Yeah,
playing a forward midfielder. Just go ultra.
I like it. 4 strikers. That's class. Watch out for Burnley this week, maybe. Burnley at home to Norwich.
Ooh.
Sorry, Canary, but the big boys are in town. The Burnley boys, Leeds, Preston. Looks like Cardiff might go down, Quinny. It's not looking good for us.
Uh-oh.
Not looking good. Swapping places with Wrexham, I think we are.
Oh, Jesus.
Burnley play tonight, do they? Oh, that's made me really sad because I have a few Burnley cards.
Oh, Friday night.
I think I've got a lot of Friday night Jeopardy tonight, like more than usual for whatever reason, like a crazy amount. There's some big games to play tonight, I'm sure. A couple of sneaky ones. Sunderland, Swansea, Enzo Lefebvre, Isaac Price, Watford.
Yeah. I am quite. I've just put that Almeida into a team there.
Nice.
I'm still just want to worry a wee minute on Rafinha, but like I still want him in that team. Guys, we're only at 74 likes. The first goal of the deadline show is we need to get to 100 likes or we're all screwed. There's over 160 of you on YouTube, probably a bunch of you on Twitter and Twitch as well. Please do, if you haven't done so already, like, share, retweet, all that good stuff. Supports the show. It just means we get more last minute intel into the live chat so that we all make the best decisions possible. And as you guys probably know already, Sorare own and control the internet. They love the content from me and Harry Trades and they want to see you supporting it. So if they see you here, they know if you're in the chat or not. They don't even need to see you in the live chat talking. They just know you're there. They own the internet. They're controlling your phone right now. And if they know that you haven't hit the like button, they don't take too kindly to that. You will get DNPs. Even if there is rolling locks, you won't be allowed to use them. Your boxes will have nothing in them, and you're going to pick the wrong captain. So help yourself, help the channel. Smash the like button. Joe Ducey says he's only got one like button to hit, and I appreciate you smashing it, buddy. But we're only at 82. We did change the poll to Nico versus Frimpong, so maybe that's slowed you down. But take your phone out of your pocket, change the tab on your screen, vote on the poll, who's going to win, me or Harry Trades, and then hit the like button.
Is this a derby game, Quinny? Rapid versus Austria?
Yeah.
Vienna? Yeah.
Yeah.
Both in Vienna. Is it Vienna? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's just the Austrian spell Vienna is Wien.
Okay.
I think they say it is Wien.
Wien, yeah. Okay. I can't go through Brazil. That'll kill me.
Gavin Ty, all of his smashers play tonight.
That is brutal.
The weekend's going to be over for you quick.
Yeah. Oh, River was updated a minute ago, so let's just get River up. Quattra's in against Reynolds Gold. He's back.
Ooh. That's good. A lot of work to be had.
Yeah. I'll show Boca quite quickly. Then we'll do Racing. I think Racing played last night. Loads of 60s. All the best with that one. Velez. Velez is just River's rejects, isn't it?
Yeah.
It seems that way anyway.
Some of these teams do just snipe a bunch of youth players, don't they? Out of these teams that don't quite cut it.
Yeah. They really do.
Because I know Almendra's at Racing now, and he was a Boca guy, but there's guys like Almendra, Zeballos. There was a few of them bubbling around a few years ago. Techers loved unearthing them. And then
Aaron Molina, there's loads of them.
But they never really seemed to play for Boca or River. No. They were all playing for like fucking Racings and Defensia, and Estudiantes and whoever else.
It's mad, mate. They all move like it's basically like coming through at like one of the big clubs in the Prem and just never really getting a chance, type of thing. It just seems a bit. I guess they do these days. Like Zeballos is still there, maybe, and like even like Alan Velasco, I'm pretty sure he was like a youngster. He was playing mine, wasn't he? But not for one of the big clubs.
This is an interesting one from Tim. Ritsu Duan, who's away to Gladbach, or Dutch, who is away to Stuttgart.
Oh, okay. I think I go Doan just because like the AA capabilities, maybe.
Sure.
On top of the DA, situ as well. Yeah, I'd probably say that. Zenit at home, are you loading up your Luis Enrique?
Yeah, I do. Actually, I've just seen now that Memphis is on a 0, so I've got that to deal with. But I had Enrique and Depay in the same team.
Right, we're gonna do Scotland for now, and then if I get time to, we will get a bit of time. But yeah, we'll do requests after Scotland. See how that looks.
Love it.
Aberdeen Rangers is a big one.
It is indeed. And that's kind of same for Depay's 50-50. Jeez. That's a big one for them, especially after they'll probably be quite happy with the result midweek. Draw 0-0, but I don't know. Acting like Rangers are funny. As soon as they get a good result against Celtic, it's just downhill from there in the league. Lost last weekend as well.
Yeah.
So that'll be a funny game. Aberdeen never give them an easy ride. Pittodrie is always tough for Rangers to go to. It's tough for anyone to go to. I've got Lennon in a D1 under 23. Harry boy.
Wow. Is it time for me to buy a Lennon Miller? Let me have a look.
The only player on the deadline show that is 100% to start
every week. Every single week. I think I might have to buy one, mate. 11 quid.
Rookie?
No, it's this season's. The rookie's got the 0% bonus. I can't buy that.
It's a rookie, but
I know. Well, no. How many seasons has he had?
2 or 3.
Okay, so the one I'm.
The rookie has a rookie on it.
Sorry, yeah, the one that's up for sale isn't a rookie. Then it's just last year's. Yeah.
Getting into Lennon Miller. Soon, Harry boy, we'll both have Lennon Miller and Florian Wirtz in our teams.
I know. We're just merging over the years, aren't we?
But I'll have Frimpong and you'll have Williams, and I'll be first and you'll be second.
Yeah, I mean, Williams when's Frimmer's aging out? When's Frimmer's aging out? Because I know Nico ages out this year.
Must be this year.
23.
But Frimpong also in my D1 under 23 team. Ages out this summer. He's 24.
Got you, yeah, same as Nico. Right, we're on to your boys, Quinny. Talk us through it. Is there rotations?
I think McBride's got this a bit wrong. I know he's away on holiday and stuff like that, but Kuhn and Schlupp come off at half-time last weekend, and the manager had comments after the game. I'm not going to go into all that right now. If you want to know Celtic stuff, Celtics are here. Is the place to be. But I think Taylor's going to start this for Schlupp. He was the half-time sub. And if Kuhn is going to get bombed out, because that was the other half-time sub, was Kuhn coming off, I don't think Yang or Forrest are the ones that are going to get the minutes. It's going to be Ida. I think you'll play Ida through the middle, Dyson back out wide, throw Jota to the right. Otherwise, I think that's that team, but I'm putting Taylor at left back and starting Ida up front in my projected 11. If there is changes from last weekend, there is every chance he just plays the same team as last weekend, which is the team that's on screen, but Kuhn for Yang. But I do feel that he was sending a message last week, taking them off at half-time, and with his post-match comments about players being comfortable and all that shit. And I think he'll play Taylor, and I think he'll play Ida. Same team otherwise.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at.
Yeah. Okay.
See, Yang, does he deserve a start? I don't know. I'm not over Ida. I think Ida deserves a start. Ida, after Kyogo left, got his groove on, scored goals against Villa and all that. And then we've put Dyson to centre forward, and Ida's just back down the pecking order again. So I'm all a part of the Yang gang. I think we founded the Yang gang on Celtic here, But I think next in line is Ida, and then you shuffle the deck.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Sorry, let me get.
It's okay, bud. I'm just trying to weigh up my stuff as well, because I've got so many things running around now where I'm not too sure where to go.
I'm just going to do a few random games before looking at my other screen and having to do my actual teams, because I've got a little bit to
of course,
look at over there.
And then we have Best of Europe to maybe tackle as well, Harry boy.
Yeah, if we have time. Well, you'll definitely be able to have time. I don't know whether. I should be fine.
I've got mine done for what it's worth. It's just to kind of showcase it.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I'm just going to look at a couple of the bigger teams in La Liga 2. Almeria is always one that everyone loves to get involved in.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll leave the rest open. If there's any requests that I haven't done in contender, sorry. If I have, I just don't have the chat up if I'm on my other screen, so you'll have to sort of just tell me if you're on there as well, if that's okay. Okay, where am I looking then? How are we looking?
I'm just in the middle of shuffling the deck. I'll put this on screen while you're kind of wrestling with stuff. I've just dropped Depay for Quatra. Go double defence here. Because if Depay's a bit shaky, I don't want to play him in D1.
Yeah.
And my limited in seasons in contender are pretty strong now. I've got D1s and stuff. I got a McGregor for 20 quid in season the other day.
Wow.
Yeah, just why not?
20 quid.
And yeah, can't go too far off. And I think, I'll probably put Depay into this team. Paul Lopez not expected to play either. So this is a kind of just glorified training. Or maybe I put James Wilson's at 0. Just put Depay in there in case those guys play and stuff like that. Pohang Steelers. Andres Martin, I think that's Santander. But yeah, these combos I was kind of struggling with. I've not got too much amazing depth when I get down here, but I've got enough. I've ended up playing River in season in limited rather than rare.
Yeah.
With Shaqiri. As I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, I've got my rares on. It's tight on Celtic, and then a good, maybe Trusty. If I kick Trusty down, See, this view's not always too great. We're 20 minutes to the deadline. For any that are chomping around. I think my classic teams are all quite well set. I'm trying to have 2 Celtic in season and classic, like power teams, and then just try to use my best of the rest element. We've lost Harry Trades. All the Celtic chat must have melted him. He'll be back in a second, I'm sure. And then at limited, especially when I get to classic limited, I'm just trying to get like bases covered. Does Yang start? Does Forrest come off the bench and do something? And whatever, and I'm just kind of backing the Taylor. But there is a lot of good players here, and I'm just wondering if I'm just trying to work out if I've fucked myself over. Should I somehow shake it around to make it a tiny bit better? I'm not too sure how I'd even do that in some cases, but I think, yeah, I maybe just about got it where I want it, but it feels like there's a cog missing here. I'll leave her. Like, yeah, Trusty. I'm kind of want to drop Trusty for. The River in season guys, but I've got 2 of them, and that's a double midfield team that I don't want to break up. James and Wanizek.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at this double defence. It's classic anyway, so it doesn't interfere with that. Yeah, I'm probably just overthinking it. Keep them together. It's a D1 limited. It's not too bad from D1 rare. It's a very chunky prize pool if you can swing it. So I'm probably just overthinking it. Limited and rare style and whatever. That McGregor in season, I'm also wondering if I maybe sold that a bit short. Probably not this week. And under 23, Harry, I've got 1 D1 in the core comps. This is how I'm lining it out.
Let's have a look. You're going to go with the Turkey? Quinny, come on. Jeopardy.
I'd maybe change the captain to Taki, but I'm not taking Cherky out of it. Not really get... If you look at Team 2 and Team 3, I've not got much D1 level depth.
That's fair.
So, just kind of roll with the punches with Cherky. But at 89 likes, guys, we're almost there. We need to get to 100, or Cherky is on the bench. We're all screwed. What are these? All-star teams? That's the best of Europe. I'll show you ultra attacking. I don't think I've changed them too much since the video went out the other day. Maybe a small tweak. Oh, yeah, I've got Berardi over here now. Do I want Berardi back in contender now that the pie's out? Is that maybe the play? Is that what's bugging me? But yeah, I've just went with goal scorers for the most part. Larson, Brobby, or even Openda. Can maybe mix those teams together. And this is when I went with La Liga. It's only a D2, Harry, but I went with like that Valencia spine, just brought Almeida in.
Nice.
To de-risk Sergio Gomez, because he's still a bit shaky for this weekend, but he's been scoring well. I can't imagine he is going to miss the game, but Almeida £7. We know he is going to play. And he pairs with, Diego Gomez and Jose Gaya there. So All Black, best game of the week. Rafinha captain, just kind of goes without saying if he's going to play. That's the risk I'm taking there. And then the other guy, John Martin, I've put him in the D3 team I've got with Sergio Gomez, Baranachea, Captain Oyarzabal, and Luis Jr. Will he play, will he not play?
I like it.
All the MLS stuff is untouched since Road to Glory. I'm not going to touch that in case I make a dog's dinner of it. Tierney's expected to play. I've got him in a wee in-season team. Ooh. But I've got Teji, captain of that team. So you've made me nervous.
Yeah, I'm a bit nervous on Teji, I can't lie. He very well could play, but... yeah, I'm a bit nervous. I can't believe how many games I've got today. It's worrying. Really worrying.
You're proper freaking on it, aren't you?
Yeah, big time. It just never goes well when I have this sort of jeopardy. Ever.
Duncan Calves has power to start, really? Well, I hope he does. I'm not taking the risk.
I just know I'm going to screw up these. What are we thinking on Aliash Garcia now? Do we think Aliash starts?
Yeah, Aliash is the starter.
You do? Even with the Vert situ?
Maybe Wirtz will come on for him, maybe. Or Wirtz could come on for like Adley and play up front, maybe, because he's done a bit of that.
Yeah.
But I think, Aliash is playing.
Okay. Okay.
I'm in danger of making a mess of this, but I'm so close. So I've got Berardi to maybe bring back into the fold, which is what now somewhat wrestling with, because it's Yeah, I'm in between a rock and a hard place with picking combos now. A few too many last minute things are slightly melting my brain here. I would love to just delete all my teams and go again, but that's just not going to happen.
That's dangerous.
Oh, beyond. Yeah, did I maybe bring Berardi into here for Vix? It doesn't really make a big difference. 2 D1 contender captains to play for you today. CCV is on to play as well. Yeah, Muhim is out again. Quadruple confirmation of that for any that have missed it. Do you think Rakitic is going to be that good this weekend at home to Lokomotiv? First versus 7th. He's been alright, but he's not been great.
Yeah, he's been okay, hasn't he? He hasn't lit it on fire, though. Really.
Yeah, so what I think I'm going to do... Yeah, I'm going to swap Rakitic with Shaqiri. Yeah, I'm going to swap Rakitic with Shaqiri. So Shaqiri's going to leave my in-season limited. Go to classic D1. And a double defense team as captain. And then I'm going to move... Oh no, I need to go back a page here. I'm then going to move Berardi into that team as the classic spot. And I'll use that McGregor in season that I just bought. So we're going to drop Boyle for Berardi. Boyle for Berardi and then McGregor into midfield as the in season. McGregor, midfield, boom. And then captain, I'm probably going to captain Berardi, so it just feels like what I should do, but the play is probably captaining one of the other guys. Yeah, I'm going to captain McGregor. That feels a wee bit better to me now. And then this team, we've got Boyle, we can play up front. And we've got Rakitic mid. But Rakitic mid isn't really useful here because he's classic. Whereas I could play Rakitic mid in here and move Cami Devlin or Matinho or even the Ferry. Yeah, so I think I'm losing my marbles here again. Who is it I'm trying to play? Rakitic.
Yeah.
No, but I want Boyle in here first of all. So let's put Boyle up front. He's definitely going to play. Press conference is out from Brendan Rodgers. 10 minutes to go. And yeah, let's bring in Ferry into defence here. I'm essentially moving the D2 to D1, I think. And then I'll take Cami Devlin. And then I'd probably take Rakitic. I think I've just about fixed this. Maybe the way my brain is telling me to do it. Or we could go with defender Hatate. No, let's go Rakitic. And I'm going to... Yeah, Ferry's captain. Let's just leave that. Or maybe actually I captain... Yeah, maybe I captain Boyle. And then, yeah, so then this means that the D2 limited in season is going to have Ida, Kuhn and McKeown in it, which is kind of punchy. So let's see, Ida, Kuhn, and then yeah, let's put McKeown into the midfield for this, and then I've got Hatate defender. Yeah, that feels like the play. And that's a D2, so there's less like riding on it in that sense. That's quite good. And then all them will feature somehow, somewhere. Yeah, I feel much better with this. 2 D1s, where the D1s I know they're all going to play and stuff. Yeah, I like that. That feels a lot better to me. On Yika, is that for Ausberg?
Who's he, the midfielder, isn't he?
Yeah, I think I'm not taking Schmidt, Tim. I would take the other 2, if it's 2 out of the 3 you're asking. And then I've just sidelined this Matinho guy who's under 23 and has been alright. Could he play under 23 for somebody? It's questionable, maybe. I could play him in here. He's not. Yeah, I guess I could play him for that Mascherano because I don't know if he's going to play for sure. I've also got ultra attacking that's broke up now. I need another forward for that. I might just put Openda in there. Castellanos is on to play. Mikey Johnson 50-50. And yeah, nobody else I really want to jump into. So let's say Openda. Let's pull him up a team. Openda. Boom. Who's captain here? I'm going to go Captain Larson. That's just the way we roll. And then we need to get another. This ultra attacking team is broken. We've got Hatate and Sani. Not pure high on this team anyway. Plymouth at home to Chef U. Should be a tough game. And then we could play final forward. Maybe I just put Magno in here in case he plays over Depay. I don't think I care about that too much, but I'm just going to play Tati.
Yeah.
Why not? Why not? I captain Sinisalo in one of my teams, yeah. I've just got this mad, I'm just going to call it a fetish for captaining limited goalkeepers these days. I don't know why, but limited goalkeepers, I just want to captain one of them. I'll get two of them this week, captain. But there you go. A freeze.
Yeah. You do love that, don't you?
Two freezes, actually. And Sinisalo or captain.
Two freezes.
Madness, isn't it?
What else do I need to do here?
I'm maybe just going to drop Bernabe. Played midweeks and stuff like that. Kind of... yeah, I kind of want to get this Matinho into a team, so I think he'll do alright. This could be a wee Wonder Kiddie team, maybe. A wee bit. Some of my pop-ups on Sorare aren't working, so if you're having any glitch on site, you're not alone.
Bit of jeopardy, is that?
Yeah, just like bringing up the form bars and stuff like that. It wasn't really working.
Okay, yeah.
And yeah, I've got a spare Bernabe. Does he want to go somewhere? Maybe could, but I'm not that buzzing about it. Yeah, we'll just leave that as is. And then, who is remaining? Who have we not used that's halfway good? Yeah, I've got a few. I've actually still got players, man. It's a shame there's not more specials for me just to throw some guys into and cross my fingers on, but guys need to be cut. Some guys won't make the gravy.
Cutthroat, isn't it? Cutthroat industry.
Yeah, just Captain Depay, screw it. In case he does play. Baku, Doan, or Cataldi. I would... Cataldi could be good in the derby. Lazio Roma. I like Baku though now. He's at home, good fixture. He's got a wee bit of it going. Not amazing. Guys, we're at 94 likes. Come on, we're almost there. We need to get through to 100. We normally scoosh through 100, guys, in the first 20 minutes. Come on. We need to smash it. But yeah, I think I'm just about done with my ordering. Harry, do I show us your screen, buddy? We're 5 minutes to the deadline. We'll see what you're cooking. I've got my best of Europe, so I'll put that on screen right at the def here.
I've still got a few teams I need to get through, to be honest, so I don't want to...
Oh, sure. Oh, fair enough then. I'm making one last swap as well.
If I've got time, I will, but...
So I've pulled in Teji Limited again, a card already owned. I will be giving away. I've actually got Captain Aliesh Garcia. Would you believe it? In this... with Player, who's at home. I went with Matt Ryan in goals, and I went with Miguel Gutierrez as my defender.
I like it. I was going to say, I didn't think you had Matt Ryan rare, but yeah, you've definitely... It's obviously best of Europe, isn't it?
Yeah. That's commons. Limited Teji, Captain Aliesh.
Yeah. Love it.
Yeah, Vickers, Guiri. Yeah, I'm not worried about these guys, really. Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, that's how I'm rocking and rolling with it. And I'll just refresh the page, maybe. Fair enough. Yeah, let's hit refresh. I'm not even getting the leaderboard here for Best of Europe. There we go. So top 500 to get something. Where do we get excited? Maybe top 50 for $10 credits. Top 5 is certainly interesting, and the podium is a strong W. My team is like very differentially. So I'm kind of hoping individually they all just do a bit. I'm a wee bit nervous now looking at Aliash being at 60, but I think that's just them trying to cover their bases in case he doesn't start and they don't want to get in trouble. But that's how I'm going with it. Do I play Alanga? Yang is injured. Confirmed BR4.
Jeopardy.
So I've got 2 Yangs in like throwaway teams. So I've got 3 minutes to deal with that crap. Did I just maybe put 2 Magnos in and call it a day?
Probably.
I'll maybe put 1 Magno in. And then if I get somebody to pull up here, like the pie, no, I'm not worried about that. We had some other guys in some other teams. Yeah, I'm not too worried about it. Yeah, maybe just got 2 Magnos and just... Kaki's played 2 games off the bench. Oh, I might play Kaki in this team for fun. Yeah, why not? Screw it. We'll play Kaki here. Great shout. Great catch, BR4. It's probably not saved me too much, but... Oh, that maybe... What does that mean for Kuhn and Ida? Does that clear anything up maybe? I don't think so. Maybe it does. But I feel a lot better with my limiteds that I've sorted them out to a better way. And yeah, I'm now nervous. 2 minutes in, I'm throwing away 2 empty forward spots on Magno. But hey, if Depay doesn't play, it'll be a stroke of genius maybe. And yeah, 2 minutes to the deadline. So I didn't mention this before, but I did want to. I also have a D1 in-season champ, Harry Boy. Go out this game week. And I'm going with Butez in goal for my in-season keeper. De Bruyne is projected to start. Last I checked, I better quadruple check it now. So I'm playing my De Bruyne, my 40 quid De Bruyne. Try and get something out of him. Yeah, he's still on at 70%. And I've got Caicedo, who didn't play last night, which was cool, but he's also been done with a driving license thing, so I wasn't sure if there was a disciplinary element in that. And Asan Diao up front with Captain Josco the Bosco. So swinging for D1 with KDB, Caicedo, and the boys.
Doable. I've seen it. I can see that working.
Do I captain Biscagli, Otamendi, Osimhen, or Kokchu? I don't know their fixtures well enough to think who's got a better game, but
Benfica have got a really good game. They all have good games, to be fair, but I think I'd go Kokchu, yeah.
I think Shadon Biscagli could be a play as well, because these all seem like challenger guys, and if Captain Biscagli is what everyone else does, and he does a 55 or a 62, you might, get ahead of them with somebody else captain.
Yeah, that could work.
So there's always a nice wee differential element there.
Yeah, that could definitely work. No, I tried to get an all-star in, but I missed out.
Deadline's in.
Deadline's in.
All 40 lineups for me are in and secured. What did I get last night? I'm going to walk out with a box and $2 in market credits. Thanks to the giveaway Alaba that I caught. Look at this, Harry boy. Decisives everywhere. Even the goalkeeper got a decisive.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Haters will say I got lucky, but we know it was talent that got me here.
Tell you what I'm a bit worried about. So midweek, when you can change your team over for under 23. I used 2 of my under 23 rare lineups. I moved my best team from D1 because it was dead, and then moved it down to D2 to have another go. Ooh. But it doesn't show you that the D1 got relegated or not, if that makes sense.
Ah.
So for this week now, I don't know whether my best.
Go back a tab. Or go back to game week, the midweek.
Up here.
And then click that thing. Does it say relegation? No, it says up the top. The wee bars.
Yeah, it doesn't. Which is weird.
Yeah, 0.
Because I cancelled the lineup technically, I swapped it. It was Rodrigo, it was in a D1 rare, and I swapped him over. So maybe I don't get relegated then from rare, which would be nice because that means I have 2 D1s, but I don't know how that really like they show in D1 right now, but I'm guessing one flipping goals basically, but I'm not too sure.
Well, let's hope you've got a wee glitch on your site, Harry.
I know, I'd hope so, because I've got a feeling like this is I want my D1 to be, if that makes sense. But I don't know why, but I reckon this B team is the one that would end up staying up for whatever reason. And then I've got a little D2, but yeah, I couldn't get my All Stars in. I should have done 2 more All Star rares, to be honest. I would have had 35 teams, but no, I'm relatively happy. Looking forward to the Ultra attacking, although I've got 3 players playing tonight, so that'll be scary.
But let's have a look at what is on tonight. A wee bit of Friday night action.
Yeah,
I'll be
go
back
on.
live later tonight for a wee bit of Go Fuck Friday. And I've been enjoying watching the Friday night curse come in when we're on that stream for cards that are not mine. We've got Westerlo Charleroi, if anyone's interested in that. Slaven are playing Cybernick at 5. Burnley Norwich at 8. Lons Ream. Oh, I think I just dropped that wee Wonder Kid guy. That'd have been interesting to... I think I did just drop him. Bastard. So yeah, they're playing 7:45. A wee bit of French too, by the way. Wolfsburg Leipzig is staying. Oh yeah. Udinese Milan.
Yeah, wow. There's like NEC play, Galatasaray play. I don't know whether you said that. Sorry. There's Valencia play, obviously.
I've not got to Valencia. I've not got to Turkey. Yeah, there's Galatasaray. We built a wee page of them. There's actually a fair wee bit here. Spartak versus.
I was gonna say Barco.
Yeah, Barco on a Friday night.
Friday night Barco. Wow. Yeah.
Barry, nobody cares about that. Udinese. Hamburg against Braunschweig. Firth and Cologne. Not going to highlight all these D2s, for they're not that great. But some of them are interesting enough. Yeah, maybe not those guys. Maybe that. And Wolfsberger, I think I'll include them as well. So if we look at favourites, 12. 12 like SO5 matches, like on a Friday.
I've got cards in everyone. Not everyone, but like at least 8 of those. Like I'm not even exaggerating.
No, it's going to be a big Friday night curse, and it all kicks off. It looks like at 5:30. So good luck to everyone. Harry boy, thanks for getting the show up and running without me starting today. I really appreciate it, mate. Absolute pleasure.
Okay.
Good luck to you this game week.
All the best to you, mate. Yeah, exciting. Hopefully. Well, one of us is going to be 100 Trump tokens richer.
That's it.
Do that.
What does the poll say? It's actually a really tight poll, Harry. Do you want to know the results?
Yeah, I would. I think Nico will edge it, but I'll be shocked if it's like super close.
109 votes, and it is super close. 59% for you on the Nico.
Okay. I don't know. I think there's people that just hate me, Quinny, to be honest. Just,
really?
They're just going for your. I mean, come on. No one can pick. I don't know. Maybe you can. Maybe Frimmers just scores 100, and I just eat my words, which very well could happen.
I do have a bit of bad news, Harry. We're not able to actually end the show because we're on 99 likes.
Let me like it.
We're on 99. We can't end on 99, guys. Come on.
I'm getting us up on. Here we go. I'm liking it. Boo!
What a buzz that was. You like that one, Harry?
Yeah, that was clever.
Good luck, everyone. I'll see you later tonight. Make sure to check out Harry's channel, linked in the description below. Yeah, have a good one. I'll see you soon.